Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a minute since I've uploaded a video to YouTube, and it's because, well, I'm going to talk about the video first of all, but I'm trying to apologize here real quick, so give me a second. So it's because I've been busy. I've been working a lot more on Twitch instead of YouTube. I've been streaming a lot more, especially in terms of art and not so much in terms of video game. So I'm trying to get back to YouTube slowly but surely. So I'm trying to be a little bit more present. I'm not gonna say consistent because I'm not a consistent person, unfortunately. But whenever there's things happening, I'll try to do my best to upload a video, at least to talk about it, because I know some people are willing to watch. So I'm trying to, do my best. Anyways, I apologize. So now that we did it, let's talk about what is going on with Guilty Gear Strive, right? Because there's been an announcement. We've seen the announcement about what's going on. There's an event on May 25th. So I see everybody's making like a list. They're making their wish list of things they would like to see in season 2. I'm sure nobody really expects anything, especially because by this time we kind of expect the developers to have already implemented changes. So we'll see what's going on, right? We'll see what's going on. Anyways, let's talk about my wish list for changes for Guilty Gear Strive. I never have expectations that are really high for this kind of stuff. So I just want to keep it simple and think of season 2 as if it's going to be very similar to what we have currently. It might be very different. We never know. It might be super different. I know Dragon Ball FighterZ season 1 to season 2 is super different, for example. Grand Blue changed quite a little bit. It didn't change a whole lot, but it changed a bit, and for the better when season 2 started, even though afterwards they kind of messed it up. But yeah, there's changes that can happen, and I would like to see some myself. Anyways, let's start with changes that have nothing to do with the gameplay necessarily, but just quality of life stuff that we can have in this game. Personally, I would like to see a change to the tower system. So the tower system, I like it a lot. I've always liked the tower system. I thought it was really a nice way to do ranks. However, there's issues, right? And I talked about it before, actually. I said Strive is going to have issues on the longevity because of things like the tower system. People are going to have issues eventually. And Celestial is not also too good right now. So that eventually happened. There's issues. But here's the thing, right? The issue is that people from lower ranks, lower floors, have a lot of trouble finding matches because there's not a lot of people in the lower floors anyways. So I hope they make sure to find a way to kind of merge a lot of the lower floors together so people can play together, and then the higher floors can probably, I guess they can merge like floor 1 to 6, right? Floor 1 to 6, that's a lot of floors. That's a whole lot of floors that they can merge all together. Floor maybe 8 and 9 together, 7 to 9 together as well, and then 10, and then you have Celestial, so that would be like 4 or 5 floors. It would be way less floors than what we have currently, and it would be more focused. More people can play together. There's more matches to have. And even Celestial, I think, should change because, like I said, it's very easy to get into Celestial, right? It's not always the really good players who know what they're doing. There's a lot of people who just flail around with characters like Kai, like Nago Ryuki. You have some Remletals. They just flail around and they manage to get to Celestial very easily. And whenever they have some trouble, they just decline matches. They choose who they want to fight, and to me it's very boring because when I'm in Celestial, I want to fight anybody, even the people who are willing to try to get to Celestial, right? I'm willing to fight anybody. So when you have people who just don't rematch because they care so much about it, I think it's kind of lame. So I hope they change some things about Celestial. I hope they add ranks to Celestial because I think it's not a good thing that everybody in Celestial looks the same. Having the little VIP thing is not good. I personally shouldn't look like some of the best players out there, right? That's not right. I'm not a fan of that. So I would change Celestial to make sure There's a better way to identify who's good, who's like really really good, and you know, and who's just in celestial, because being in celestial is not that big of a deal, to be honest. I also hope they change the way you get into it. So yeah, that's the change that is outside of the gameplay that I would like to see personally. The next thing that I would like to see now in terms of gameplay, there's a lot of things I would like to see: system mechanics, character balance, new moves, stuff like that. A lot of people talk about those. People will really, really want new moves. So I hope they do something about it. But let's talk about system mechanics first before we talk about characters. So in terms of system mechanics, personally, I think overall with Guilty Gear Strive, I like the game the way it is, but there's definitely issues that are very, very present. They are really in the face, and I would like to see them go away. And I would also like to see some new stuff added to the game overall for every character to do. So let's talk about the system mechanics, right? So the system mechanics, I would like to talk about things like meter management. So meter management in this game currently is really bad in my opinion. I don't like the way it is because it goes really one way. If you're on offense, you have a lot of meter. If you're on defense, you have no meter. That is currently the way it is. There's no merit for getting out of a block string, because as soon as you do it, the opponent has enough meter to do RC again and restart the offense. It's very one-sided, and it's not fun in my opinion. It's less interactive. I would like system mechanics to make it so the game becomes more interactive for both players, the one on offense and the one on defense. So meter management, I hope it gets better. And ways, in my opinion, to make meter management better in this game is to remove stuff like this. This has to go, to be honest. It's very annoying, because when you have a bad matchup or a slow matchup, you kind of want to move around backwards a little bit more. And the issue is with something like danger or negative penalty, you really don't get to play the game. You really, really don't get to play the game. And you lose opportunities as well. It happened to me before that my opponent would be really in my face, hitting buttons and stuff. And I'm building, negative penalty, right? So it goes danger. I was at 50% meter, by the way. It goes danger. I have less than 50%. I want to do I don't realize it, and I want to do a reversal super in the block string, and I get hit and I explode. So because I don't have my 50% anymore because of danger. So that has to go, in my opinion. It's annoying. Doesn't fit in this game. It's something that was in the previous Guilty Gear games, obviously. But in previous Guilty Gear games, the reason why it was fine to have something like that is because movement was better. Movement was better. Screen space was bigger. Stages were bigger too, much bigger than what we have currently. So there was less penalty in your movement and more freedom in your spacing, which would lead to having, you don't have to be as defensive. You don't have to run away as much. In this game, you really have to stay away from the opponent, because it's so small. The screen is so small, and the movement is so bad. You really have to spam backdash like this, and then you have danger. So they have to get rid of that, in my opinion. Another cool thing that they can do in terms of meter management is allow you to have positive advantage a little bit more often. So positive advantage, I think, is really cool because you gain meter automatically, right? It goes up by on its own. And a cool way to do it, so that it's more interactive. Once again, that's the goal. Is to make it so you gain positive advantage from landing just defend. I think landing just defend is really hard in the game, and I would like an incentive to learn it. I would like to have an incentive to learn it, because currently it's really hard to do. It's 2 frames, which is it's not good. 2 frames is very tiny. It's really tiny. I hope they can make it so you have like at least 4, 4 is still really hard, by the way, because bike and spare is 5 frames, and it's really hard to land a lot of time. So 4 frames, man, I would love to see it being at 4 frames personally. I hear people say that just defend or instant block is really good. It's very strong, and it is, because a lot of moves in this game are negative on block. So it's still an issue in my opinion that you cannot do it at will. The problem is that 2 frames makes it random and too risky. It's too much of a risk. When you fight Nago Ryuki and he's kind of flailing around, and because he's flailing, he has like varying timings in his attack pattern. You explode. You explode because you took the risk to let go of the block button for 1 second, to let go of the back button, and then you die. And a lot of time too, because it's 2 frames, you kind of want to press it a little bit fast, and you can have a bad input, and it can give you a backdash. So at least 4 frames and giving you positive advantage for 5 seconds, not for the whole duration of it, obviously, but for 5 seconds would be nice. So that at least when you FD a lot, you still have meter that is going up, because FDing takes a lot of meter too. So defense is very bad in this game, in my opinion. It's not bad in terms of how it functions, but it's bad in terms of the result of it. So the next thing in terms of system mechanics that I would like to see change in the game is the wall. The wall is it's not currently interesting, and it's unfortunate because it's kind of the highlighted mechanic of Guilty Gear Strive. Currently, the only thing about the wall is that you don't get to be in the corner for 10 years. And I can see why they did it like this. I personally don't have an issue with that. Some people do. But personally, I don't have an issue with that mentality. The part that I have an issue with is that the wall is not interesting. The wall isn't interesting. Wall break is not interesting either. And there's also the mechanic that is like wall cling, like when you get stuck on the wall against Ino, for example, and she does the little dash spam. That's kind of annoying. So I would like things like that to be changed a little bit. The wall, for example, I would like them to make it more intuitive. I think that's the biggest problem with the wall system currently. It's not intuitive at all. It's very weird. Nobody understands how it works. We don't even know if it has health. We know it doesn't, because if you hit somebody from far away, it does wall damage somehow. So it's not damage, but it's more like mitigation on your opponent's side, I guess. Nobody knows how it works. Nobody understands this thing. I hope they can make it more intuitive, so people can kind of control the combos a little bit more. So yeah, give it some kind of health that is visible for the player, so we know when it's about to break. We know how to stop our combos. Make it so wall break is a little bit more interesting. I've heard people say something that is a little bit crazy. I don't think it will ever happen, but people said it would be nice if instead of giving you positive, it gave you a special unique bonus to your character. And to me, it sounds interesting because they can have a little bit of fun with that kind of system, right? For example, people talk about EX moves. So for wall, when you break the wall, it would be nice for the game to give you EX moves, right? It would be nice for the game to give you EX moves, and they wouldn't cost meter. So for example, Faust, maybe item toss is like a double item toss, something like that. That would be kind of cool, right? And it would be unique per character. Maybe Soul has temporary dragon install. Maybe Kai has temporary dragon install too. Stuff like that, right? That would be kind of dope. But I think the wall, like I said, they gotta make it more interesting and a bit less unintuitive, because currently it's not good. Other mechanics, system mechanics that I would like to see change. I would like them to kind of reduce some kind of damage. I like high damage, like I said before. I think it's fun. I think it's more. I like the game being explosive. Some people don't. Once again, it's not for everybody. But I would like them to change to reduce some form of universal damage that is currently in the game. What I'm talking about is throw. Throw damage is really high. The reason why I think it's too high currently is because of everything else that throw does. So for those who don't know, throws give a fuck ton of meter. Look at this. That's the meter you get from a throw. And that's a dash throw, which is very common, right? Sometimes you do this and then you do boop. And that's the amount of meter you get, right? Or sometimes you just do this. Oop. Sometimes you just do this. Boop. Look at this. That's a lot of meter you get once again. And for the damage, for the knockdown, for the meter gain, I think it's a lot. For the fact that you can RC it into a combo from mid-screen into wall break, it's a lot. I think throw needs to be toned down in terms of damage because of all the advantage that you get off of it. It doesn't remove the aspect of strike throw, but it makes the part where you have to take the throw more, let's say, it makes it more reasonable. It's more reasonable to say take the throw if it does half of the damage it currently does. Because currently it's out of control in my opinion. I think throw damage should be close to something like 40 damage. That would be the throw damage currently, 45, right? That would be a throw damage. If they tell me take the throw, I'll take it. I'll gladly take it. But currently it's way too strong. So yeah, that's a case of damage I would like to see reduced. Another case of damage I would like to see reduced is this. I think this is really stupid. Tone it down, please. Half. Cut it in half. Cut it in half, and everybody is okay. Everybody is happy if this is cut in half. I think the damage is just too ham in terms of simple stuff like this that are universal. I think universal mechanics should not do high damage. I think raw hits, right? Raw special moves that you get hit by doing high damage off of that. I'm not mad at it. I'm okay with it. But dust, throw, stuff like that it's just too much in my opinion. I think they can reduce the damage on that too. The last change I would like to see in terms of system mechanics in Season 2 is Gatling routes. So people want the old Gatling routes from like Guilty Gear Xrd or the old Guilty Gear games in general. And in this game, unfortunately, they kind of not fit, in my opinion, because of the way they made the frame data. I think Gatlings should not be back to the way they were, but I think there should be more Gatlings. And there were more Gatlings before this game came out, by the way. Not necessarily Gatlings, but more buttons to press on offense. What I'm talking about is stuff from the betas. So in the betas of Guilty Gear Strive, something that you could do is you could link punch into kicks, and it would do a combo. And it was a link. It wasn't necessarily a Gatling, but it worked if you timed it right. So I would like to see that back. I would like to see punch into kicks. I thought that was kind of nice to do. Punch into kicks also make it so if you have a bad matchup and your only tool that you have, like Faust right here, his only tool is this currently. So if you could have like something like this and be a combo, it would be kind of nice in my opinion. It would be kind of nice. So punch into kicks would be nice. Kicks 5k, 2k would be nice too, in my opinion. 5k, 2k should be new Gatling rounds that we get in the future. I think it's very unfortunate that we cannot do this. You cannot even do 2k, 5k. You cannot do any of that. I hope they change that eventually, so that even in the air, you cannot do jump and kick together. That's kind of annoying too. So I hope they change that. I hope they allow us to bring back the old stuff, and I hope they allow us to also do 5k, 2k. That would be really nice. So yeah, those are all the system mechanics that I would like to see in the game currently. I don't really have hopes for anything else personally. I'm open to see what they will come up with. Hopefully not anything stupid, obviously. But yeah, so in terms of system mechanics, that's what it is. So meter management, throw and does damage while being more intuitive, and new Gatling rounds. That's all I would like to see change. When it comes to characters now, I don't really have anything to say necessarily because I don't play all the characters first of all. I'm not too sure how to fight a lot of the characters too, so my opinion would be pretty wrong, and I don't really want to throw anything that is too wide of a take. I can talk about some characters though. I cannot talk about Testament that much. I don't really have much experience currently, but I'm trying to. Jacko, I like Jacko the way she is, and I think system mechanics will make her better. But Faust is really the character that bothers me the most. I like him a lot. I really love this character. He's so cool in my opinion, but currently it's not good. So something they can do for Faust. I would like to see a buff, obviously, but I wouldn't like Faust to be stupid because he's not that bad actually. He's pretty okay. People kind of like to doom about this character, but he's not that awful. And he sometimes have good matchups, like against Nago, he has a decent matchup. Against Zato, he's pretty decent. So he's definitely a weird character. But I think he can be a little bit better than what he is currently. And obviously, we expect new moves, or maybe not, but we wish for new moves. So I hope they do. They give him some nice new moves. But besides that, they have to fix something about Faust, and it's his inconsistencies. He has a lot of inconsistencies. This character is not really. It's kind of weird sometimes. And the big elephant in the room for Faust, in my opinion, that they can change and it's gonna make a big difference for the character, is mix. Mix is a terrible move. I don't understand. That move is so bad because it doesn't do damage. First of all, it does no damage. It doesn't build a lot of meter. It's very weak in terms of meter build. It also doesn't hit consistently. So whenever you hit somebody with mix, either you do like 2H, you know, the big sweep with the scalpel, you do 2H, mix. It doesn't land properly all the time. There's some inconsistency with it between character weight, between range, between timing. The move is just bad, and a lot of time when you hit your opponent with it, you might die because of it because they land faster than they should. It's the hit stun on it. It's really bad, and I think a change that would be nice for Faust in terms of, for mix is the change they made to Jacko's 5H. You know how it's faster and it connects more easily and more frequently and it's more consistent. A change like that for mix would be really nice. Another thing about mix that is really bad is that it has a lower hurt box, so it gets hit by 2Ks, 2Ds. I would like mix to not have that kind of hurt box. Please let it dodge low moves. Let it low crush, please. That would be the dream. It's all he needs, really. He really just needs. You can keep the other inconsistencies in the game. Make it so mix at least doesn't get hit by lows. Please make it faster and make it doesn't get hit by lows. That would be the dream for Faust currently, for me at least. I don't know about the other Faust players, but real quick, I think all the characters are interesting, and it reminds me of something. Yesterday I was watching the Canada Cup. And during the Canada Cup, there was a lot of like mid tier characters, right? Based on the playlist, on the tier list that everybody does. There's a lot of mid tier characters. There's like Chip, Kai. I guess May is the top tier, but there's Chip, Kai. A very good Biken, very interesting Biken player that we saw. That was really cool. I think there was like an Eno player too. So it was there was like a lot of variety. No Nago Ryuki, no Ramletal, no Leo to make the bullshit. So that was very fun. And it's because all these characters are very interactive. They have strengths and weaknesses, and it makes it fun. And I would like all the top tier characters to also have some kind of like obvious weaknesses. They don't have obvious weaknesses. And that's my issue with the game currently in terms of balance. Every other character I really like. I like Faust a lot. He has a lot of weaknesses, but a lot of weird strengths too. So I like this character for that reason. And I would like a lot of characters to be more interactive and fun like that to fight. So yeah, that's my opinion of on everything, and my wish list for the game is overall to make season 2 more to make the game more interactive in season 2. That's just what I really want for this game. They can come up with more stuff, more cool stuff, and that would be cool. Maybe a new UI, allow us to have Crawl, the arcade bus song as a song, please. Stuff like that, right? So they can surprise us a little bit more. I wouldn't mind. Obviously, we have DLC characters. I would like to see. I would like to see Sin. I think it looks really cool currently. But I would also like to see Asuka. I think it's criminal that we don't have Asuka as a character in season 1. Man, it's kind of sad. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have an opinion, I just threw this because I would like to just throw it out there, just talk about it, see what people have to say maybe. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. If you have anything to let me know in the comment section. If you have any complaint about what I said about some characters, let me know. So I will talk about it. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in another video. Maybe if I upload again. So yeah, we'll see each other another time. Bye bye.